elder statesman Tanko Yakanssai has traced the issue of Almajiri in the northern parts of the country to Usman than F0DIO. Tanko narrated the history during his interview on Channels TV. The practice of Almajiri is one of the vital issues discussed in the north, and various stakeholders have continued to express their views on the topic. Speaking concerning Almajiri, Tanko said the money governors in the north are spending can be utilized to address some of these problems by creating job opportunities and integrating the Almajiris into the society. The issue of Almajiri has a long history which could be traced to the arrival of Usman Dan Fodio into the scene. Speaking further, he added, Usman Dan Fodio was a religious leader who sold the idea of Islamic education to the people. At that time, it was very relevant, and people voluntarily sent their children to Islamic schools to get Islamic education. There was no Western education to compete with Islamic education at the time. However, there is a different situation now, and governors need to produce programs for their respective states to address the issues affecting the states. Well, when Dan Fodio created it that time, it was good and it was relevant. And if people still want to go for Islamic school, which is not a bad thing, but it has to be well done. It has to be well done. The same thing that the people that colonized us, what they left behind. In fact, these so-called politicians, they've scattered everything. To me, the Islamic education is not, it's not a bad thing. You can learn things, you can learn whatever you want to learn. It's just all in the name of acquiring knowledge. But the problem now is that the so-called, those who are so fanatic in their dealings or in their doing, the so-called Boko Haram, say they don't want Western education. What has that got to do? You can learn both if you want. If you feel that it is only Western education that you want to go after, fine. If it is only Islamic school or the Arabic, whatever, you want to have the knowledge, fine. So far, it's not infringing on anybody's rights. It is good to acquire knowledge. We see some people who they will tell you that they are even reading Bibles, who they are not Muslims or they are not Christians. They are not even Christians. They are not even, some are not even Muslims. They read the Qurans. It's just for you to get knowledge and balance things. But these politicians have scattered everything. Even our own, the Western education that we're even talking about. How well are the schools equipped? How well are the students equipped? Not to talk of the teachers, not to talk of their welfare. The problem is those who are managing this whole thing right from time immemorial. And the question is that this Tanko Yakanssai has been in government for God knows when. And why is it that the problems have not been tackled? Because all of them know this problem. I could remember vividly one time ago, this Adamu Gaba saying that Almajiri is the pride of the North. And I was just like wondering, with this kind of a thing, was that how it was instituted before? So why is it like this? And that's why we have a lot of them on the streets begging. The purpose of that has been forfeited. The purpose of that Islamic school has been forfeited. Just like I said, even with the Western education that we are even talking about, how well is it going with us? Well, stop breeding indiscriminately. Give birth to the number of children you can train properly. Election don't stop. The poor illiterates are kept that way to be used and manipulated. Sure, bandits killed a governorship candidate of APC in Zamfara State. The northern elites are still looking straight as if nothing happened or as if nothing is happening. Tanko Yakanssai, mass production of human babies is electoral gaze for the northern elders. There should be no complaint. Quota system, federal character takes care of these desirable elements. So how many people will be beneficiaries of this what is it called, um not okay, federal character? How many of them? How many jobs can a government provide? Blaming instead of solution after 200 years, you can imagine. It's not blaming. Please read the full text as against the caption. Is rather saying the Almajiri should be modified to suit current reality, which is true. The problem of some northerners is that they will never accept the flaws. God bless you, my dear brother. My brother, the man didn't blame is trying to say things should be modified to suit the reality on ground. That is it. If you condemn the Almajiris, they will say it's the Quran. So please leave it. Do it in a more decent way. It should be done in a decent way. I think that is what this whole thing is all about. And like I said, you that you are talking, the education you are even talking about, are you really getting it in full dose? Are you getting it right? That is the question people need to answer. Are you getting it right? The politicians have bastardized everything. You see that their children don't school in Nigeria. Even with the Western education in Nigeria, their children don't school here. They've arranged themselves and ban the rest people to the Philistine. That is it. This was introduced by Fulanis to destroy the Hausas. The Hausas are indoctrinated with religion, while Fulani in the towns send their children to school. Hausa used to be powerful, wonderful people until Fulani came into their lives, killed their kings, enslaved them, and established systems to subjugate for them perpetually. The day will come very soon when the Hausas will claim the entitlement to the Emirates, then the final battle will happen. Religion that applied deception to convert and dominate. Here, they applied Almajiri deception to convert them into Islam because nowhere in other major Islamic countries of the world do they practice the Almajiri. Somebody is asking that in all the major Islamic countries, where do they practice this Almajiri? The same deception is applied on practically everything they do. Is this on Nigeria governance, distribution of positions and resources, Boko Haram, Esme and banditry issues? If you allow them enter your community, they will deceive you, kill you and take over the community. That is how Hausa was deceived and conquered to embrace Amajiri and so on. Talk of Ilorin in Yoruba land. It is not even yet a problem. It is an integral part of your religion and culture. So keep it up. We know where 95% of Nigerian problems come from. We only drain our resources. People see things differently. So guys, leave your comment down there below and let's have your take. Thank you.